Good morning dito sa Straight Talk with Daily Tribune.
Oo, gising na.
Akala ko gising na eh. Oo nga, namiss kita kayo sa gising na kasi ikaw lumipat ka ng studio eh.
Yes.
Tsaka yung tone, parang parang panggising na pa rin. Medyo nga pala to, medyo semi-formal dahil yung Straight Talk is about business discussions. And of course, politics. So. Kaya lang ngayon, kasama ako nga pala si Comfy Manalo.
Ako si Vernon Velasco.
Ngayon, Katribong Vernon, ang makakasama natin, isang Pilipinong negosyante
New Zealand.
na nakabahay sa New Zealand. At ang nakatutuwa sa kanila, kahit na pandemic ngayon, diba? In fact, maraming mga restrictions ngayon, hindi lang sa travel, pati sa pagninegosyo.
Like IPO.
Sila naman, very aggressive sa expansion. Hindi lang sa New Zealand, nag-expand pa siya sa Australia at sa tatawid pa sa Pacific hanggang US.
Okay. So basically itong SFIO na makakasama natin ngayon is ano ba nature ng produkto na
Nagsimula siya sa kape.
Kape?
Oo, coffee shop. And then from coffee shop, nag-expand sila sa sa mga pastries, sa mga donuts, doon sila kaya sa donuts, and then nagmeron din silang real estate. And then ngayon naging silang malaking conglomerate na base sa New Zealand at mga Pilipino.
Yeah,
Buro
since they're expanding, no? Why don't they expand here? Franchise na.
Ito lang natin mamaya pag nakausap natin ating guest for today na si Mr. Jeths De Jesus Lacson, ang presidente at founder ng SFIO. Good morning, Sir Jeths.
Good morning po, sir.
Magandang umaga po, Sir Comfy. And thank you for having me here. Sir.
Yeah, maraming salamat po at napaunlakan nyo kami kahit na medyo very short notice yung aming invitation sa inyo. At nasaan ka po ngayon, Sir Jeths?
Nandito po tayo ngayon sa New Zealand, dito sa office natin, dito sa Hamilton, New Zealand, sir.
Wow. At that's for the first question, sir. Tell us about SFIO. Ano yung mga produkto nito and where is it based?
Well, first of all, SFIO is a conglomerate. It is a publicly listed company on the OTC market in the USA. So, since it's a conglomerate, meaning marami po itong mga industries within the conglomerate. Meron po tayong 5 strategic business divisions within SFIO. So, meron tayong franchise business, meron tayong food manufacturing and export, meron tayong property development, meron din tayong software and tech development. So lahat po ng mga companies natin, more than 10, they are located here in New Zealand and also in Australia.
So tell us about, sir, your IPO. Saan kayo nag-list? At saka, how much have you raised so far? Nabit niyo ba yung target niyo?
Right. Yeah. So basically, hindi pa kami naglo-launch, no? We are going to launch this month, basically sa US stock market sa OTC. So doon tayo nakalist sa ngayon. And ang target natin is minimum 30 million. And in fact, during our pre-IPO presentations, we were able to raise more than half of the target natin. So we are revisiting our plans dahil marami tayong mga kapwa din natin sa Filipino communities and also mga kaibigan natin na mga nasa Amerika ngayon and sa Canada na nag-reach out. So we are actually revisiting the plan and perhaps maybe medyo gawin pa natin siyang aggressive. But of course, strategic ang ating expansion.
Do you also plan to go public in the Philippines? I mean, eventually.
Eventually, sir. So ultimately, yan ang po ang ating plano eh. In fact, during after po ng ating first round ng ating fundraising, once na napunan na atin yung mga proyekto natin na kasama sa ating IPO, pagkatapos po noon is ultimately ang plano po ng ating grupo is i-funnel yung opportunities papunta lahat sa Philippines.
You mentioned that you are planning to revisit your IPO plan kasi pre-listing pa lang you've already reached yung more than half of your $30 million target. Part ba ng revisiting niyo is to expand yung inyong fundraising target?
Exactly, Mr. Comfy. So we have now revisited it, and actually we are finalizing the roadmap. So the expansion plan, yung tinatawag nating roadmap na strategic expansion plan natin globally, has been changed, kumbaga, for the better, of course, and we are increasing our target sa ating fundraising once na nag-launch tayo ngayon sa ng ating IPO.
At di ba, yung as a conglomerate, you have several companies under the wings of SFIO, and yung pinaka-latest nga dito is yung fintech firm, and of course yun yung partnership ng SFIO with SAM, or the Smart Asset Management. So how is the partnership, ano, yung how is it going? Ano yung mga nakapaloob sa partnership nyo ng SFIO and the SAM?
Yes. So before ko pong isagutin yan, ipaliwanag ko lang po sir, yung sa IPO natin by the way is ang ginawa po natin kasi sa listing sa US is ginawa natin yung tinatawag na backdoor listing. So meaning we've already acquired a publicly listed company. So ngayon ang i-launch natin sa ating IPO is yung new conglomerate, kumbaga. And then balikan ko po dun sa question ninyo. So sa SAM po, meron tayong tinatawag na collaboration. So ang collaboration natin sa SAM is basically is napakaganda po ng tanggap ng mga mostly mga Filipino community dahil dito namin open up yung opportunities ng SFIO through SAM. And dahil dun sa kanilang subscription program and dun sa kanilang multi-economic opportunities within SAM is combined of course with the SFIO projects, mas lalong lumakas yung ating opportunities na sinishare natin sa ating mga kababayan.
Sir, I wanna get your insight on this, no? What is your insight po? I mean, is the best time to invest is now? Parang kasi 'di ba everybody's parang pulling out their stocks in the market, and they're trying to invest when the dust settles. Pero kayo you actually double down.
Yeah. So I'll answer that po in two ways po. One is in terms of our company perspective. So in terms of our company perspective, we truly believe this is the perfect timing to go into the market. As I mentioned earlier in my other interviews, ito po yung perfect timing dahil yung market landscape is kumbaga nag-iba. It has been shaken because of the pandemic, and a lot of businesses have to adapt and to re-strategize to be able to suit yung tinatawag na new normal. So tayo, ang pasok po natin sa market landscape is we're prepared na doon sa new normal, and then we're actually aligning ourselves dun sa mga expectations and yung mga customer behaviors dito sa new normal na tinatawag. And then yung sa isa naman po natanong nyo dun sa mga investors, well, I can only answer for myself. As an investor myself then, I invest when the market share price is low. So yun yung best timing eh. So hindi po yung kumbaga, ika nga is yung investment 101, you invest when the price is low and you sell when the price is high. So for me, as an investor as well in other companies, I invest when the share price is low. And for me, this is the perfect timing po.
Yeah, I agree. Sabi nga nila that you can actually write a whole playbook about 2020 and 2021. So basically, sir, you're saying that panic and pessimism is not it's not way to go. It's not profitable.
Yeah,
Correct.
so we can actually convert all these what's happening into a very advantageous and mutually beneficial sa ating lahat.
So definitely ano ngayon a buyer's market dahil the market is low, and kung meron ka extra you can invest, and yun nga yung ang behavior ngayon ng market is everybody's slowing down, and pero yung investment ng mga ng tao ngayon o ng public is papunta sa fintech o sa mga alternative assets. And do you think your partnership with SAM as a fintech group or a fintech expert has enhanced the SFIO opportunities?
Absolutely, sir. I'll give you a bit of an idea. No? Here in SFIO, what we're trying to do, although we are a brick and mortar company, we're trying to demonstrate that we have the sustainability long term, and then at the same time we have the magnitude of the potential, and also yung tinatawag nating stability. And meaning at the end of the day, investors are looking at opportunities or ventures na kung saan is magiging limited or minimal lang yung sa risk na tinatawag dun sa asset risk nila, and some of those are hard-earned money. And with SAM, what we've experienced with Sam is, kumbaga perfect combination siya during this stage, wherein they provide or they allow their subscribers to manage their asset risk. So meaning, binigyan nila, in-empower nila yung kanilang subscribers na tignan or i-manage kung paano nila ma-manage yung risk na nasa loob ng platform ng SAM. And then, kaya naman tayo is nagagalak na maging part or collaborator with SAM dahil yung SFIO project is within their platform then. So one of the options being involved in SFIO is through SAM subscription.
Sir, are there sector-specific lessons you can actually derive from COVID-19? Di ba you're a conglomerate, you're very diversified, and you know the outlook now is technology. Everything is driven by technology. So do you think the bulk of the gains will be from your fintech company?
Exactly. So we can extract a number of lessons learned dito sa pandemic. Number one is, I still a believer yung tinatawag na fundamentals. So any businesses, tech or brick and mortar businesses, number one is dapat talaga may fundamentals na tinatawag yung mga businesses. And secondly is, it needs to be adaptable to changes. So right now, pandemic. So maraming mga businesses na in reality nagsara hindi dahil sa pandemic itself, but then they couldn't adapt doon sa changes doon sa environment and doon sa market landscape. Therefore, it has to have a balance between your business fundamentals and also the platform and the technology that you're using. And at the end of the day, it needs to fit and answer or resolve your customers' needs. Kaya tayo dito sa SFIO and also with Sam, collaborator with Sam, ginawa natin is we look at the behaviors of our customers and also their needs during this pandemic. And we tried to be the answer doon sa, or resolution doon sa kanilang mga needs.
Yeah. Sir, last question before we take a short break. You're very agile, di ba? And
exactly.
Sabi nila, every successful company has a hero product. So being a very diversified company, what's that hero product? Or what is that hero company in your conglomerate?
Well, in our conglomerate, our pilot project and our hero brand at this point is Epiphany Cafe. So in fact, all of the capabilities that are strategically acquired in the last 3 years to be part of the conglomerate is actually enabling and supporting Epiphany Cafe global expansion. So everything else work together for as a collective conglomerate. And later on, once na nag-launch na tayo, individually, they still have their business operations.
You are watching Straight Talk with Jeths De Jesus Lacson of SFIO. We'll be right back after a short break.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ang bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga parties, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
And we're back sa Straight Talk with Daily Tribune. Alam mo, Katibong Vernon, natutuwa ako sa guest natin ngayon. Kasi, alam mo, ako, very proud ako pag merong mga Pilipino na nagsasucceed, lalo sa abroad,
who
diba?
make it in this world.
At lalong-lalo yung mga Filipino companies na nag-expand, no? They created a name.
Naging global.
Tapos nagiging global pa.
Yabang Pinoy.
Yabang. Pusong Pinoy.
Pusong Pinoy.
At kasama pa rin natin si Mr. Jeths De Jesus Lacson, ng founder and president ng SFIO.
Whose conglomerate can actually attest to this globalization of the Filipino brand.
Kaya marami siyang binanggit na tungkol sa plano lang expand at plano lang public IPO and listing sa US stock market, sa OTC ng US stock market. And then nabanggit niya rin na even hindi pa sila naglo-launch ng kanilang public listing, more than half ng kanilang target na-reach na nila. Also subscribe na. At ngayon naman pag-usapan natin kasi hindi lang IPO yung kanilang expansion. Actually they're expanding sa iba't ibang bansa. So Sir Jeths, tell us about the perception of the public or the investing public sa presentation nyo ng SFIO and some partnership sa bansa sa New Zealand, sa Australia, which I think Malaysia rin yata na kung saan nag-expand yung growth ng SFIO and SAM partnership.
Well, very good question, sir. Dahil to be honest, I was very overwhelmed. Dahil I wasn't expecting na ganun kainit ang tanggap sa atin, particularly ng Filipino community dito sa New Zealand, Australia, and even yung mga other nationalities na mga kaibigan natin dyan sa Malaysia, even sa Amerika ngayon, nag-start na sila, and sa Middle East, yung mga kababayan natin, OFWs. So, so tuloy-tuloy kami dahil nakakataba ng puso yung pagtanggap ng ating mga kababayan dito sa SAM and SFIO collaboration. So
sinimulan niyo yung pag-present ng business opportunities sa mga Pilipino at sa ibang nationalities sa New Zealand, Australia, and now pati UAE, 'di ba, nakuha niyo na. And now you're planning, 'di ba? You're planning to expand more sa US market. So how are you preparing to conquer the US market, which parang kumbaga sa isang manunuyo siya yung pinaka himilimiti ng lahat na market, yung US market. Dahil if you make it there, you can make it anywhere nga, 'di ba, sabi nila.
Exactly. So marami tayong mga strategies dyan. And in fact, USA is our primary target sa ating pag-launch ng not only our IPO but our conglomerate itself, particularly our pilot project, which is Epiphany Cafe Global Expansion. So part of our strategies or approach natin dyan is, of course, one is tapping the Filipino community. And actually, we've done that already. So we've already forged some relationships and existing relationships natin sa mga Filipino communities na nasa United States, particularly sa New York and LA. And we are actually planning to be in the US in the next couple of weeks, or definitely before the end of this year. And another approach is, of course, through our investors natin sa USA. So we have a number of investors in SFIO, and we are going to tap them. So we, kumbaga, to meet with them and to organize our marketing campaign in the USA.
Sir, kapag nanliligaw ng investors, I want to get your insight on this. Kapag nanliligaw ng investors, what do founders need to focus on in crafting their pitch?
Yeah, number one is honesty and transparency. So I know majority of investor pitch is basically may kahalong marketing yan. But for me, I just present the opportunity in such a way I'm not selling anything. So I'm just sharing the opportunity, what we've done so far, and once your product, ika nga, di ba, sabi nga ng karamihan is let your product speak by itself ba. So kumbaga, for me, my job is to present kung ano yung ginagawa natin, ano yung kumpanya, and kaya dun, para sagutin yung tanong natin, I think one is totally need to be transparent and also present the opportunities as much as possible, under promise, over deliver.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yun ang ating ano dyan sa business.
Pero Jets, totoo bang when you can tell your brand story in a very impactful way, you would probably won't get the funding?
Well, ang story is very important.
Mhm.
So story, people need to connect. So you need to connect to your audience, regardless whether investors or potential investors or not. So the story is important. So ang karamihan ng mga investors, they're not just investing because you have a very brilliant idea or brilliant businesses. But what they're investing in is they can see themselves being part of the story. Hence, I believe you need to capitalize or leverage on your story, especially on how you started, the challenges that came along while you were starting, and build on that and present the opportunities along the way, and not only current opportunities, but also painting the whole picture and a roadmap where your company is going. So yun po yung ginagawa natin ngayon, sir.
When you plan to conquer the US market, you also plan to bring along your flagship product, which is yung Epiphany Cafe. So how do you think the US market will accept or receive yung Epiphany Cafe or Epiphany Donuts and Epiphany Coffee? Ano yung distinct
USP.
distinct advantage ng Epiphany Cafe over the established brands na that you will be competing with against sa US market?
Okay, that's a very good question po, sir. So first of all, when we conceptualized Epiphany Cafe back in 2013, we have the end in mind already, and our end in mind is to go global, particularly in the USA. Hence, what we've done is lahat ng industry and marketing research is focused dun sa US market din. A big chunk of our researches is based dun sa US market, wherein ultimately is we've looked at how the customer behaves in terms of this market. Ano yung previous 10 years trend, and what is the potential 10 years trend in the next 10 years. So basically, tinignan natin yun, and then at the same time, we've looked at yung mga core products available ng ating mga competitors. So in Epiphany, to cut the long story short, what we've arrived is we offer now 4 core product range natin. Meron tayong Philosoph Donuts, meron tayong coffee, meron tayong premium breads, meron tayong premium cakes in one model. So ayun yung distinct natin yan, or tinatawag na point of difference compared to competitors. And then at the same time, since majority of our partners will be franchise or licensed partners, majority of franchisees are actually looking for businesses that are simple in terms of operations, and in terms of business-wise, it need to be streamlined na tinatawag. So ang Epiphany is very streamlined because of the smart freeze technology. So products are delivered on site. Majority of these products are frozen and without compromising the product quality. So marami tayong natakal dito sa sagot natin ngayon. No? So one is the customer needs and behaviors. Second is yung product quality. Third is business-wise, it needs to be streamlined and simplified.
Sir, since napag-usapan na natin yung trend nga, what are the specific most interesting observations you have made about the changing dynamics of F&B where Epiphany is in?
Yes. So basically, anywhere, not only in the US, but anywhere, people nowadays they're looking for one-stop shop. So that's number one. And secondly is 10 years or 20 years ago, people, we have time to look for options in different, we can go anywhere and different stores. Nowadays is we're looking for more options, but then we're looking to get this option in a particular store. Hanggat maaari is ayaw na nating magsayang pa ng oras. Lahat ngayon fast-paced eh. So, kumbaga. So, ngayon, dapat, kaya ganun ang nangyari dito sa Epiphany. So what we've done is we've structured the model in such a way we can speed up everything without compromising the product. And also we are using the technology. So we do have a lot of platforms or applications within the business to speed up the business operations and also to speed up the process to help our customers minimize the time that they need to spend doon sa ating mga stores if they're looking for something.
So basically, we can actually use something so personal lesson from you know as a CEO. I was wondering what is that single habit that gives you 80% of your results all the time?
Well, consistency is the key here, no?
Okay.
So consistency meaning consistency is ano yan eh. You also have to calibrate eh. So along the way everything is changing. So you calibrate based on the changes and based on the factors. So in business, pandemic is one. So you need to be resilient. So meaning as you go along sa business, you have to assess. So kailangan alam mo yung numbers mo, know your numbers. So once you know your numbers, you can calibrate, you can assess, and that will build consistency. So yun po, sir.
So sa pagnegosyo talaga kailangan mo be honest. And then you have to always satisfy the customers. And before we proceed, we will go back to we will have a few reminders first. Magabalik po. And we're back again. Kasama pa rin natin si Mr. Jeths De Jesus Lacson, President and CEO of SFIO.
So basically, Comfy, on this segment, we are going to just show Sir Jeths pictures from the Philippines back home, and then you're going to just tell us something about the pictures.
Maglalaro muna tayo ng konti. Konting laro lang to, sir.
So here goes, sir. Picture 1.
So, bali, sir.
Yan.
Yan na.
What do you think of Daily Tribune without fear, without favor?
So Daily Tribune is very honest and practical media entity.
Ayan. Next. TTI, Secretary Ramon
Lopez.
Secretary Lopez, very professional and driven.
Yeah. Next picture. Yan, si
FDA
Director General Rolando
Enrique Domingo.
Yan. Diba tama? Yeah, sir.
Actually, hindi ako makapag-comment sa kanya kasi hindi ko siya kilala eh. Pero I'm thinking he's also a very professional person.
Yan. Next up, Senator Bongo.
Yeah, ambitious and driven.
Yan. Ito, next up, si Jaza ng Ayala Corporation.
Yeah, ito natin yan eh. Siguro one word ng ano ko dyan is idol eh. Parang ganun.
Yan. Sir Jeths, it has been a delight having you at Straight Talk today. Final words po.
Yes, thank you very much for having me here, guys. And sa mga kababayan nating mga nakikinig at nanonood, maraming salamat po. And Actually, I'm sharing this opportunity with you guys in SFIO, and I'm hoping for your support. And I'm sure in about a year or 2 years time, nandyan tayo sa Pilipinas para ibahagi yung oportunidad na ito. And sa mga kababayan natin sa USA, Australia, New Zealand, abangan niyo po kami dyan sa mga bansang yan in the next few months. And maraming salamat po muli. At maraming salamat din sa Sam, sa aming collaboration with Sam. And tutukan niyo po kami sa mga susunod naming mga programa with Sam.
Jeths De Jesus Lacson, CEO of Smokefree Innotec. Maraming salamat po.
Good morning. And stay safe dyan sa New Zealand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Kayo din po.
Yeah.
Salamat.
that's it for today's Straight Talk. My name is Vernon Velasco.
And I am Comfy Manalo.
Good morning.
Good morning. Stay safe, everybody.